everyone wants to make more money in 2023. Like, also, who doesn't want more money, right? Especially passive income. Like, how sweet would that be? You know what? Well, I do. Anyways, stick around because in this video, I'm gonna teach you how you can create your online business in 2023. I'm gonna give you all the tips that I know as a multi six-figure / $500,000 business owner. Let's do this, shall we? Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, Jennifer Murillo. This YouTube channel is for coaches, consultants, service providers, and entrepreneurs who are looking to grow in the online space. If that is up your alley, if that is who you are, if that is who you want to be, hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if you're excited to learn how the heck you're gonna make money in 2023. Because this is the thing, you guys. There are so many ways to make money, especially in the online space. You have like drop shipping, you have Etsy, you have digital marketing, you can be a service provider, you can sell a product. You don't even have to create the product. You could like buy it off someone else, wholesale, and then sell it yourself. Like, it's just mind blowing. And so there's so many opportunities for you to make money. Specifically in this video, I'm gonna walk you through how do you start an online business in 2023. And if I was about to start all over again, what would I do differently based on what I've been doing or what I've done when I started 8 years ago? I know, 8 years ago. To give you some context about who I am and what I do, and that I know what I'm talking about, and I'm just talking out of my beep, you know what I mean? I am a $500,000 business owner, soon to be a 7-figure business. And this is the thing, you guys, like the online space is so lucrative and your overhead costs are not that expensive because you don't have to actually like pay a brick and mortar. You have to pay for a location or anything like that. Like the marketing is done through social media. Like it's literally at your fingertips with a phone. Like this thing, gold. It's crazy, it's crazy, it's crazy, it's crazy, it's wild, it blows my mind. Okay, so what would I do different based on what I've already knowing the industry, doing this for 8 years already, like, and successfully doing it for 8 years, how I teach my clients, what would I do? The first thing I would do when I'm figuring out whether or not I want to build an online business is, what am I good at? Right? People come to me and they're like, oh, I want to niche down on something. And I don't really know where to like start or anything like that. The first thing I ask you is like, what are you good at and what do you enjoy doing? Because you can't talk about, let's say you come to me and you're like, well, I know I want to talk about money because that's what people want to hear, but you know nothing about finance, or you know nothing about investments, you know nothing about money, and you're actually terrible with your money, right? Like you don't want to do that, but maybe you really love baking, or maybe you really love fitness. And so you could do something like that. But do what you absolutely love. If there's anything that I've learned in my 10 years of being an entrepreneur and my 8 years of being a solo entrepreneur, is really knowing that the money goes where you are super passionate about something, because that shit does not lie. People know when you love what you're doing. That emulates, like it literally like seeps out through your pores. People know that. You guys know this. You're here, you're watching this YouTube channel. I love what I do. I love when my clients get success. I love when I have success. Like it's just an all around beautiful experience. And so do what you love. And that is the most important thing. So that's where I would start, is to get crystal clear on what I'm really good at and what I'm super passionate about. Once I have that, then I would do some homework. Okay. By homework, I mean, I'd research people that have already done what I've done or want to do and are really good at it. So let's say you want to be a fitness coach. Let's say you want to be a therapist, or let's say you want to be a social media manager. Look at people in your industry or in that industry that you absolutely admire, that you hope to get to one day. And then I want you to study them, not for like one day, but like a couple of days. Like I want you to look at their business. I want to pay attention to their content. I want you to look at how they show up on stories. What kind of long form content do they have? Do they have a YouTube video? Do they have a podcast? Listen to their podcast, watch their YouTube videos. Get to know them and what's working for them. Look at their business. Now, my friends, let me say this, because this goes without saying that we do not copy in this world, okay? Like we just don't, that's not what we're doing here. We're doing research. We are getting an idea of what's actually possible and opening up the doors and the windows of your house so that people can see, so that you can see, oh wow, this is what I can actually do. This is what's actually possible, because people tend to forget when you're building an online business, it's really hard to see the end goal if people around you haven't done it before, right? So really something to consider when you're gonna start a business in 2023, or whenever you choose to start a business at all, is just really think about, okay, what does my end goal look like? Who do I want to emulate? Who do I admire in the industry? And then work backwards. work backwards. I'm gonna say that again. You have the goal and then you work backwards, my friends. Again, this is not rocket science. The next thing you wanna do is identify who your target market is. If you don't know who you're talking to, you cannot sell a product because you don't know how to sell it to that person, right? So when I say figure out who your target market is, I want you to get super specific. If you're not new around here and you've been here for a while and you've watched my videos, you know that I literally say all the time, I do not want to hear that your target market is between 25 and 75, because guess what? The way you talk to a 25-year-old female is very different from the way you talk to a 35-year-old male. Okay? Everyone is at different peaks and different points of life. Think of your demographic, your psychographic. And what I mean by psychographic is, who is this person? What culture are they? What do they believe? What keeps them up at night? These are the things that you have to consider when you are talking about a target market, okay? And so many people forget about this. It's not just the age and the gender. It's about the demographic and the psychographic. Because the truth is, and let me share the difference. So a demographic is where somebody is located, and a psychographic is their thoughts and their processes based on their culture, okay? So if their psychographic is Hispanic or Black or Asian, that is important because everybody is different, and it's a beautiful thing. That's what makes the world go round. The next thing you want to do is you want to figure out what problem you're solving, right? So based on, you now know this is potentially where you want to take the business. This is exactly who you want to target. What are these people struggling with? And that's why psychographics are so important, right? Because you get crystal clear on how you're going to help somebody solve the problem, right? Now, of course, your person could have a ton of problems, right? But I want you to focus on one, because the truth is that when you zone in on one thing that you're really good at, it becomes really easy for you to sell something. Don't try to sell 7 different things and solve 7 different problems, because you can't. So focus on one problem at a time and make one problem successful, like be that solution, and then sell other products, okay? So the way I want you to think about this is based on your ideal client, where they are right now, right? So they're at point A. And you guys, I want you to like draw like a person when I'm mapping this out, and like point A to point B, okay? So they're at point A and they have a problem. You know that you can get them results, and the result is point B, right? The in-between of this journey is the actual product and is the problem that you are solving. So that is the thing that you sell. Got it? It's really not hard. So now that you have the in-between, the next thing you want to think about, and you'll probably like, oh, I opened an LLC, I started a website, I do a logo. No, you don't do any of that, because the truth is that it doesn't really matter if you have an LLC or you have a website. Like, it's not gonna stop somebody from buying from you if you don't have those things. You can create something really quick on Canva, but I wouldn't spend time creating a full-blown website or invest all this money on creating a website or a logo when you don't even have a business to actually sell. So again, get crystal clear on who you're serving and how you're serving them, right? What's the problem that you're helping them solve? And then the next thing I want you to do is I want you to, that product, that in between that I talked about, that is what you're going to sell. I want you to go out and actually find a client, okay? Once you find a client, right, and that looks like getting on social media and selling, talking about it, maybe talking to friends and families and telling them, hey, this is what I do now. If you know anybody that needs X, Y, and Z service, hit me up. This is what I'm here for. That is what you go do, right? Now, once you get your first client, once you have that business going, the next thing I want you to do is really thinking about how to systematize your process, right? So how does somebody work with you? And what does that process look like? Where are you spending less time in the business versus on the business? Because as an entrepreneur, as a CEO, as a founder of a company, it is your job to be at the head of it. And I get that at the very beginning, you might not have anybody to work with, or you can't pay anybody to help you, but you still have to think about these things, because eventually the goal is that you're gonna have somebody to hire, right? That you're gonna hire a lot of people, and you're gonna have to have a system and a flow to teach people how to do the things in the way that you do them that run your business, right? So that's the second piece of the puzzle that I want you to add on, is really pay attention to how you're systematizing your process and how to set up your systems. You can use ClickUp, you can use Asana. I personally love ClickUp. I use ClickUp. That's what runs our business. And it is amazing. It's an amazing software. And so I highly, highly recommend ClickUp. If you are very beginning in the beginning stages, then maybe something like Trello, because it's just super easy. And yeah, but eventually you're gonna wanna move to Asana or ClickUp. Those are the ones I truly recommend. We've used those in my business for so many times. Right now we're currently using ClickUp, and ClickUp is where it is at, right? Now, once you figure out how to get your client, because you know this problem that you're solving, you then create a method of payment. How are people gonna pay you? I think that's like the number one thing people mostly forget is like, oh, I know how to solve the problem, and now I have to think of how are they gonna pay me? How does that work? And so once you have that first transaction, then the next thing I want you to do is open up that bank account, baby, because you're about to make some money. Just kidding. No, but really, that's what you do. That's when you open up a bank account. People tend to go and like spend all this money on a website and a logo and all these things. And what tends to happen is that eventually what will happen is that your business will change, especially because you're just starting out. So don't spend money and time on doing that first. What you need to do first is figure out who you're supporting, how you're helping them solve a problem, and then create a product to sell to them, right? Now, once you collect that first payment, I know you're like, but Jen, do I need an LLC? Yes. However, for your very first payment, you can totally collect it as is, and then I would open up an LLC, because then you have momentum and you can put money from your normal personal checking account into that business, and you can claim it as that business income kind of thing. So that's where I would go. That's what I would start. That's how I would do the damn thing, and really make it easy. But starting a business in 2023 is not hard. You don't need a ton of systems. You don't need a lot of things. You need an idea, you need a person, problem that you're going to solve, and then you just need a person to sell that product to. That is it. That is very basic, and that is what you need. Guys, I hope this is super helpful. I have tons of videos for you to watch on how to create a customer journey and how to create a product you can check out here. If you guys have any questions, drop them below. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you're ready to come back for more of these videos, because I drop these every week. But until next time, my friends, I will see you in my next video. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you soon. Bye.